they're gonna, everything that someone goes through defines who they are. And, like, I don't know, with, like, the trends or whatever, like, someone can want to be a certain way and try to make themselves appear a certain way, but they can't be exactly the same as someone else because of those experiences.
They do. I mean, this is a popular topic for TV shows today, you know, or movies today, when a teenager decides that she doesn't like who she is, and so she's going to become like the popular girl in school, and she starts wearing all the same clothes and talking the same and doing everything that the popular girl does, and she's still not the same. You know, it's because of that individual, the difference between the two of them. You know, you can look the same, you can act the same, you can talk the same, but you're not the same.
I say that we all send this in for like our college admissions thing, because they're always like, what makes you an individual? Sorry.
I want a DVD of this
Yeah.
this year, but
Yeah.
a DVD of everything.
Yeah.
Every single one you
Make a montage, that'd be great. YouTube.
All of George's comments.
All of George's.
This is actually a DVD. Sorry.
In and I can't describe where it is. It's like halfway down the first paragraph. Says we but half express ourselves and are ashamed of that divine idea which each of us represents. Are we talking about like our entire being as individuals, or are we talking about what we express? Because I mean, there's always that part of us which is deep down inside, and we don't want anyone to see it because it's so private, or it's so weird, or something like that. Like the most popular girl in school, like she may act kind of ditzy and kind of dumb just to fit in, so everyone likes her because because she makes them seem smarter or something like that. When in reality, she loves to read or something like that, and that's that part of her that she never shares. I think it's that part of us that we don't share that definitely makes us different from everyone else.
But we about half express ourselves, and that we are ashamed of the divine idea which each of us represents. What that's saying is that we're all created individuals, and that by choosing to conform, we only half express our individuality because we choose to not be individual in some circumstances.
We're ashamed of the idea that we could be different, and in this society, being different means that you might not fit in.
It's also like that part of you that, you know, it's fun to discover if you like yourself, that like you never really understood like why like certain, I don't know, why you like certain things or whatever, and then, you know, you go through life experiences and then like part of that comes out more and you understand, like there's always like self-discovery, or like you're always gonna learn more about yourself.
I think that with the individuality, it's possibly a little easier because everything we do, everything we say is a product of our environment. We're shaped by everything we go through throughout life. But I think individuality is kind of dependent upon why you make your decisions.
And again, it goes on to like personal beliefs or personal experiences, which actually like results in all of our roundtable discussions. But awkward silence.
Well, and, you know, that idea of individual belief is another thing that really does shape our identity, as far as there are some people that decide that they don't really want to be religious. You know, they make that decision, they choose, but then when they do so, that is their choice, and they base their actions on the fact that they decided they didn't want to be religious, as opposed to somebody who grows up in religion, decides that it's something that they want to do. And, you know, there's so many different variables. You can grow up with a religion, decide you don't want it, and move to other ones that just drop religion altogether. And
Talking about Georgia.
But I mean, like, in that,
Like how you're raised.
it's very rare that, like, someone, like, our age decides to go to a certain religion because that's what they believe or whatever, or, like, that's what they feel is true or whatever. But, like, I don't know, it's so much like it's like the way you're raised is your influence of a lot of your, like, your morals and your beliefs.
I wonder how different it would be, like, you know, with humans, like animals and stuff, like you stay with your parents, but like with fish or whatever, and like the parents leave. But no, I'm just saying, like, what if we were born, we had to like fend for ourselves right after? I mean, that's not necessarily like possible, but if it was, like how individual, yeah,
some
if like
men would die.
if we weren't.
Why would we die?
Yeah, order.
While we're speaking of nature, I'll give plugged-in examples why that wouldn't be true.
Yes!
Did you say that you knew why they do like the whole
Yes, the
DNA?
reason is because a lot of English doesn't have a lot of the elements of language that you see in other ones. For example, in French or Spanish, there are masculine and feminine words.
Yeah.
English, much of which is derived from Latin and Germanic languages, the word for human is a masculine word. And so the word man, and used in the sense that it is here, means a member of the human species, a person. Now, we don't use that anymore for the sake of political correctness, but nowhere in this article, in this essay, is it anywhere sexist. It's our incorrect interpretation of the language that says that.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, thank you! That was settled.
Clear that up for us. Ben decided he needed his 2 bits for the day.
What about the genetics
And everybody should appreciate that, you know, don't
Oh.
I appreciate it.
sexist when you don't truly know the
I
language.
agree though, yeah. I mean, it's always been understood, like, and even girls walk up to a group of people and say, hey guys, let's go do this, you know? It's,
Agreed.
it's the form of the way that we've always used it.
Yeah.
I used it on my English essay. I said he instead of he or she. Just a fun fact.
Well, as a member of the female race, I personally really don't care if somebody says, hey guys, or refers to, you know, says he in a speech.
I love how it's Canadian.
There's like the whole thing.
Yeah, I think political correctness to me is just kind of ridiculous.
There's like that
I agree.
weird thing where it's like, you're talking about like someone and then you say they, but that's not actually correct because they is plural. And I hate that because now I realize that and now I have to write.
Oh, I know, the same.
Or you could, you could just
I just
write
say
he,
he.
but that would be being individual and bucking
I say he.
society.
He would
Imagine that.
Chauvinistic.
Why not use the language the way it was intended?
Because then you're being chauvinistic.
So that's what we...
I love how every guy.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
But when a bunch of guys call a girl with the most demeaning thing.
I'd probably hit you.
Well, that's because as the nature of the word, you know, instead of men, if this whole passage used woman, then that word specifically is only for the female sex. Whereas men, the way it's used here, is all-encompassing.
More
So, if this was to use woman all the way through, then it would be sexist, and none of the men would be included in it.
Yeah,
However, the way it's written, it's all inclusive.
And like Ben, like you said before about the different languages using masculine and feminine words, the masculine plural form of those words in other languages actually could be just a group of men or a group of both men and women, while the plural feminine is just women, no men.
Right.
So of course, if you just use
Don't know only Spanish.
what?
No, French is still.
Yeah, as long as if there's one man and a group of women, it's gonna be plural. It's gonna be plural masculine every time because there's that one man. And I don't know why it does that. It's just the rules and.
That's the way language develops.
Yeah.
We need to accept that, not
Freak out about
You know,
it.
and
That's going to be a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
1 minute left. Great work, everyone. Even though I chose Brenna's question, you're talking about the idea of individuality, and does it exist?
And that's really what Ralph Waldo Emerson is talking about here in Software Mind. So even though the question is not directly about the piece, you still talk about the very same issues. I don't know whether you realize this or not. The one that pops out at me right here, second paragraph down, society everywhere is on the right-hand column. Society everywhere is in conspiracy against the manhood of every one of its members. You talked about that. Not in those words, obviously. However, when you were talking about the idea of the influence of society and how it does actually take away that element of individuality and whether or not it actually exists. I don't know if we've arrived at an answer of whether or not individuality actually can exist or not. But, well done.